Welcome to the channel for the first time. Viewers, welcome back from my existing subscribers. Just want to give you a quick video, quick update really on the RX 6900 XT. She went back to the factory, boys. I had no RMA. I had to send it back to Asus. Hopefully we get this back in a timely manner, somewhat, decent. It was Tuesday when I dropped it off, so dropped it off yesterday to FedEx. And again, I just kept getting black screens. I reverted it back. I've tried so many different things. I've rearranged my power supply. I've changed it between my Ryzen build and also in my Intel build. I was getting black screens on the 10900K. I was getting black screens on the 12900K. I was getting black screens on the 5900X. So, and it was just one of those things where games like Warzone, they were cool. Like nothing ever happened on Warzone. Maybe once a night I would get a crash. But it's always been this thing with me and AMD cards. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like, when I look in the forums and I'm looking for answers, there's a lot of people with the same type of issue, and that's that they black screen. So you'll just be playing a game, and this has been happening for as long as I've had AMD. Had a 55 RX 580. It was 4 gigs. Wasn't the best card in the world, but back then it would black screen. I was playing PUBG. I was brand new to PC gaming, so I thought my pre-built just broke, right? I didn't know how to fix it. I was unplugging cables, turning it off, turning it on. It just wouldn't come back on, right? And what happens is, for whatever reason, there's like a system hang where the actual display just stops working. And the computer's on, so if you have RGB RAM or RGB components, you can see that the computer's on, but the screen is black, and you obviously can't do anything with your screen. So it's been happening from time to time as long as I've been using AMD cards. Happened on the 5600 XT, happened on the 5700 XT, happened on the 6900 XT. However, recently, I haven't been able to make it stop, right? It just can't stop. I wasn't even able to launch Halo, right? And it was black screening whenever I downclocked it, and I'm not sure the reference boost speed is supposed to be like 2200 megahertz and change, like 2250 I think exact, and like I think 2010 megahertz or 2050 megahertz for the game clock. So I clocked it at those manually. I would still black screen. So typically this is a card that natively stock was running 2.4 gigahertz. It was almost 2.5 at times.
What the fuck is this game?
And this was just native. I didn't touch anything, didn't do anything. Just the Asus stuff. That's how it ran. Read some things about moving some cords on your power supply. It didn't make too much sense to me, but I was like, I'll humor it, whatever. Read a couple things that were telling me that it might have been power spikes. They have spikes up to 600 watts. But I was using the 850 watt system, no issues. On a 3090 that consistently can pull almost 400 watts. No issues, right? So this thing was just black screen regardless. And like I said, I had to roll it back to an older version of the driver. So the 10, I think it's the 12 or 21.2 or that 10.2. So the second revision of the October drivers, that one worked a lot better when it came to Call of Duty. And the downside to this is that when I was playing Warzone, I was with recording turned on the same PC. I was getting lows of like 200 FPS. That was like my low. And this is with the new BDI RAM and everything and my custom settings. And I was getting, on average, getting into gunfights at like 230 FPS, 240 FPS, like actually getting into gunfights with stuff happening. So I was really excited. It was better performance than my 3090 with those same settings. But I say that to say this. The card was fantastic. Hopefully the one they send me back is fully functional, no issues. And I'm not 100% confident that it's fixed. But again, my issues were just to the point that I had to roll back to an old driver and couldn't even launch Halo. Like whenever I tried to launch Halo, it was just black screen. So if I went to the newer drivers, everything would black screen. But if I went to the older drivers, only Halo would black screen. So yeah, I felt like I was making this weird compromise where it's like I can't play this game, and I would get black screens, like I said, once a night while playing Warzone, even on the older drivers. So I went ahead, sent it in. We'll see what happens. I'll keep y'all updated. But this is just another thing that, because I honestly just think it's something, and I've tried so many different things. I've tried to install the driver alone. I've tried to install the minimum Radeon software, so not the full overclocking suite. Like I didn't install all that. I've tried the full install. I've tried clean install. I've tried DDU 100 times. I was doing DDU in between each one of those. So I would try to install the full Radeon software. Wouldn't work. So I would try DDU, clean it up. I would install the minimal, wouldn't work correctly, it would still black screen. Cleaned it up, and the whole time, like, my junction temps are on point. It's not like I'm getting like this weird temperature spike that's, you know, spiking it up. I just don't know. I'm hoping it was a bad card because I love the card, and like I said, I love the performance, and I was getting ready to make it my everyday gaming card because I play a lot of Warzone, and in that game it was getting insane performance. So there it is, man. Another another reason to just get NVIDIA. Like, I keep explaining to some folks that the AMD cards are fantastic, but they have a little bit more upkeep, and I feel like the NVIDIA cards are very similar to the iPhone, where they just work, right? And it's not, I don't say that to say that, you know, the Android experience is worse than the iPhone, but you know, Apple makes the ecosystem and they also make the device, so it just works flawlessly, and that's a big advantage of them. And with the AMD cards, you know, AMD makes, and it's not apples to apples comparison, so don't take it word for word. But if you follow me through, you have this AMD where you need to do a little bit more maintenance. You gotta do a little bit more work on your own. You do have a lot more driver issues, and that is common, where they tell you don't use enhanced sync, it causes black screens. I wasn't using that. I wasn't using Radeon image sharpening. I've tried turning off every setting, and like I said, I installed just the driver without any Radeon software at all, and it still was black screening. So I thought that was the fix. I downclocked it in MSI Afterburner. I've tried not running Afterburner, and all of that just didn't work. So again, hopefully, you know, I get to give y'all a positive update when it comes back, and y'all be easy. I'll catch you on the flip.